like a newborn. I never felt like this. Something you do, it makes me feel brand new. I feel so young and I feel so on top of the world, and I feel so, I feel alive and I feel so, I feel so brand new.
what we do. Don't let the moment pass us by. Just trust that the universe is right. 'Cause we struck gold in the shining light, and it's all gonna be alright. This is the good life. Oh, 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 oh. This is the good life. Oh, 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 oh. Out in the sunshine, nothing but good times. This is the good life. This is the good life. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. I just wanna spend every day with you. Happy with the little things we do. Just keep a smile, hold your head up high. I promise it works every time. 'Cause we struck gold in the shining light, and it's all gonna be alright. This is the good life. Oh, 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 oh. This is the good life. Oh, 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 oh. Out in the sunshine, nothing but good times. This is the good life. This is the good life. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Cause we struck gold in the shining light, and it's all gonna be alright. This is the good life. Oh, 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 oh. This is the good life. Oh, 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 oh. Out in the sunshine, nothing but good times. This is the good life. This is the good life. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. Whoa, oh, 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 oh.
His turn when I roll up, spin around like a donut. Got a feeling that I can't lose. Show it off like it's new shoes. I got something you can't explain. La 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 la. In the metaphysical kind of way. La 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 la. There's something magic inside my veins. La 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 la. No matter what, I'ma do my thing. I'ma do my thing. Can you feel it? Buzzing like a beehive, sky high on the good vibes, jump in, you can come too, just tell me what you wanna do, yeah. I got something you can't explain, la 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 la, in the metaphysical kind of way, la 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 la. There's something magic inside my veins, la 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 la. No matter what, I'ma do my thing, I'ma do my thing. Can you feel it? We got the move. Can you feel it? We got the move. Can you feel it? We got the move. Can you feel it? feel it? We got the move. Can you 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 feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it?
Ooh, no, let's slow down the speed. We got time, time, time. Oh, yeah, get to where you need to be. Good time, time, time. Oh, no, not me. I'm in no hurry. I'm a slow and steady man. So, no, no need for you to worry. We got time, time, time. Ooh, yeah, ooh, yeah. Turn the heat down and cool it. Ooh, yeah, ooh, yeah. Turn the heat down and cool it. If you wanna make something last, it takes time, time, time. Overheat and you'll burn out fast. In no time, time, time. Oh no, not me. I'm in no hurry. I'm a slow and steady ride. Oh, don't you see? It's still so early. We got time, time, time. Ooh, yeah, ooh, yeah. Turn the heat down and cool it. Ooh, yeah, ooh, yeah. Turn the heat down and cool it. Slow, low, low, slow, low, low, slow, low, 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 burn. Ooh, yeah, ooh, yeah. Turn the heat down and cool it. I'm not gonna be a flash in the pan or a flavor of the week. Not gonna be a one night stand. I wanna be around a long, long time. Ooh, yeah, ooh, yeah. Turn the heat down and cool it. Ooh, yeah, ooh, yeah. Turn the heat down and cool it. Slow, low, low, slow, low, low, slow, low, 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 burn. Ooh, yeah, ooh, yeah. Turn the heat down and cool it.
It struck me that this pandemic must look a lot like living with MS. I hear so often the frustrations of the unpredictability of living with MS, not knowing from one day to the next what to expect, not having answers or a cure, not having a solution. MS takes a lot of things away from people. Driving, socializing, hobbies they used to enjoy, it can really take from. And I think for me and for a lot of people, that's what this pandemic has felt like. A lot of things that we really enjoy have been taken from us. Things that we're used to being able to do, gathering, hugging, connecting with people, going out for dinner, socializing, a lot of those things have been taken. And the difference is for us, it's temporary. MS is permanent. There isn't a cure, and it's not going to go away in 6 months, like I hope that coronavirus does. So let's hear from our members about their experience living through the pandemic. They may just have the ultimate preparation for this in a way that none of the rest of us do. So let's hear what they have to say.
To be honest, it didn't change my life too much because when I'm not here or at my other outside physical therapy, I'm just at home anyway because I can't drive. So I feel like there wasn't too much of a change for me. It was just pretty much how I live anyway.
I have joked about that having a chronic illness where you don't know from day to day, or actually sometimes minute to minute. One of my worst attacks, I was out with my daughter, and all of a sudden I could barely walk, and so it can just happen, and so you learn, and like I have bad days. I've learned there's things I do at home besides watching TV. I have my crafts and things. So I think this helped with the pandemic is just that unknown of I don't know from minute to minute what's going to happen. So, what's that? You plan for the worst and hope for the best, but you just kind of take it minute by minute. So.
Oh, that's very, very true in MS. You don't know what's going to happen next. I was told about every 10 years you'll see a change, and I think I followed through with that, but I think the pandemic has really hurried that 10 years up this time. I think we knew how to stay at home and hibernate at home, and a lot of people in this pandemic hasn't been used to being at home like we have. So the MS has kind of helped us just stay at home.
I think the pandemic did not change my life nearly like it did my husband or my friends, because I already was kind of sedentary anyway. So it sort of fits. If anything, it might be nicer in that people are more home in the neighborhood. People are walking past, or my husband has to be home. So in some ways, it's been good.
Life throws hurdles your way. And for us with MS, they're bigger and they don't go away. So you have to adjust and be flexible and reach out. I'm real good at Googling and researching and trying to be creative in terms of things that will help me. And the pandemic is just throwing all kinds of new curveballs. So I think from that aspect, you read about it, you learn about it, you get frustrated with it, but it is what it is. So you adapt and try to make the best of it.
I swear everything's down. Fireworks moving in slow motion. the curtain rise, we're gonna shake the room, we're gonna all night. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for the knockdown, drag out, stand up, get loud? This is how we get down. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Ladies and gentlemen, get on your feet, get on out the door, take it to the streets. Turn up the heat, we're working up the sweat, yeah. I'll show you something that you won't forget, It's time to let the curtain rise, we're gonna shake the room, we're gonna all night. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for the knockdown, drag out, stand up, get loud? This is how we get down. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? It's time to let the curtain rise, we're gonna shake the room, we're gonna all night. Are you ready? 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 Are you ready for the knockdown, drag out, stand up, get loud? This is how we get down. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Welcome to eBid Laugh 2020, a virtual adventure benefiting the MS Achievement Center. Things look a little bit different this year. We're not wearing our 80s Aquanet hair and our neon. We've traded it in for t-shirts and flannels. We're so excited that you're here to join us. I wish I could see each of you, but I look forward to seeing your pictures on Facebook. I'm gathered here in my backyard with my friends who are helping celebrate and support the MS Achievement Center. We're having a little COVID-style fun, and we're going to get this party started. Let's head inside.
I just wanna dive into the blue. Doesn't really matter what we do. Don't let the moment pass us by. Just trust that the universe is right. 'Cause we struck gold in the shining light, and it's all gonna be alright. This is the good life. Oh, 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 oh. This is the good life. Oh, 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 oh. Out in the sunshine, nothing but good times. This is the good life. This is the good life. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. I just wanna spend every day with you. Happy with the little things we do. Just keep a smile, hold your head up high. I promise it works every time. 'Cause we struck gold in the shining light, and it's all gonna be alright. This is the good life. Oh, 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 oh. This is the good life. Oh, 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 oh. Out in the sunshine, nothing but good times. This is the good life. This is the good life. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. Whoa, oh, 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 oh. Whoa, oh, oh, oh. Whoa, oh, 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 oh.
Well, 2020 has definitely brought us some challenges and some new experiences. We're joining you now from my family room, converted to our MSAC camp. You may feel like you're watching this by yourself at home, but we actually have 175 people registered tonight. So as you're gathering in your backyard or on your couch, just picture 175 of your best friends there with you. We look different than last year, but we have a great thing going and we have a great evening scheduled for you. Some of the staff are here with me in the room, and we have a great tech crew that's helping us put this show together. Christina is at the office, ready to answer your phone calls. If you have any questions, need any assistance texting to bid, donating online, bidding online, any of that, you can give Christina a call at 913-588-8668. There on the screen, you can see the number. She'll be there answering the phone until 8:30 tonight. I'm hoping that you've had a chance to go through the website, kind of look things over, check out the auction items, see what we have. The auction will be open until noon on Monday. But I thought it's always hard to see what's in those baskets and what things actually look like in person. So I have Erin Major, our program manager, joining me here today as a Girl Scout tonight. And she's going to show us some of the auction items that we have and tell us a little bit more about them.
Hi everybody, it's such an honor to be with you tonight. We are so excited about our auction items this year. I have to tell you, one of my personal favorites is Dr. Fauci here. He can go home with you. We also have Patrick Mahomes.
And is that Fauci in the slouchy hat?
Yeah.
Is that what we have? Yeah.
And Patrick Mahomes is life-sized over here. You would look like a real champion if he was looking out your windows at home. And we have one member, Brandy, who is an amazing seamstress. And she made a quilt, which is just absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah. And I think that's a queen size quilt, isn't it?
It is, queen size.
Yeah. So beautiful for your bedspread. And up on the mantle there too, don't miss another Patrick Mahomes. We have a theme going here. This was painted by a gentleman who actually has connections to several of our members. And we figured out he does these pieces. This is an oil on linen, and it's just beautiful. My husband would really like to keep it on our mantle, but that's on the auction as well.
And then we have member Richard. His wife is amazing at knitting, and she made a baby basket, which has everything you would need for a new mom. It's got pacifiers, wipes, and that beautiful knitted blanket. So I think that's a great item.
We've had a special request for some of our baby hats. These are adorable. It's lovable lids. Casey crochets or knits these. Gosh, I should know that. Crochets. Read the tag. The couple Chiefs ones. They're different ages. You can check them out there. We have Casey Royals ones, and we have them for adults too. So lots of those to choose from.
And one thing that we're especially proud of, our members, they put together baskets. They came up with their themes, and then they supplied all of the items in the baskets. So Monday's was a pandemic survival basket, and that comes with all kinds of snacks and a couple games, including catchphrase, the movie, the game.
Now here we have lots of Monday members in the chat right now. So if there's something that you want to see more of, let us know.
Yes.
Erin can be sure and point that out. But
Definitely.
Hey, shout out to all the Monday members watching.
And the Wednesday group, they went with a grilling theme, kind of sticking with the camping theme. And it's a beautiful fire pit here to hold all of this stuff. We've got grilling tools. We've got a cedar plank.
And that one has an $85 meat bundle package in it as well. So that's a Hy-Vee meat bundle package. So you get to go pick up your grilling goods.
And then lastly, the Thursday group made a baking basket. And theirs includes a lot of different muffin mixes, brownie mixes, some adorable cookie cutters. And my favorite thing about this basket is they also included some of their favorite recipes. So they've shared those secret family recipes with us, which is cool.
Yeah. And actually, Monday and Wednesday both ended up with 2 baskets, but one of each is sold out already. So that's that buy it now option. So if you don't want to have to wait until Monday noon to get your item, you can click on the buy it now, and you can pay a little bit more, but to guarantee that you're going to get that item that you want. So 2 of the baskets are gone already that way. So what else we got, Erin? How about the party wagon?
Well, this party item is always a hot ticket item. It is filled with everything that you would need for a great party. We've got all kinds of different wines. We've got beer, some hard liquor, even.
There's actually buried in the bottom of there's a bucket of strawberry daiquiri mix too.
Perfect.
So,
a little something for everyone at the party.
Yep.
And tickets are going for $10. Your odds are, pretty good.
Pretty good on this one.
It's not too late to get your ticket for this.
And then the last golden ticket item that we have is our Patrick Mahomes autographed Super Bowl football there. I'm not the football expert, sorry. We love Patrick though. So this is the golden ticket item, $25 a ticket. I'm gonna check with my crew here and see. We have 5 tickets left. Those are going fast. There's only 100 available. $25 a piece, and you have a 1 in 100 chance, what's that, of winning the, don't make me do math, a chance of winning the football take home for yourself. So 5 tickets left. I think we'll be drawing that before the end of the night. As soon as those sell out, we'll draw that. So if you make that happen quickly, we'll draw quickly. So those are our auction items, and a special thank you to Carol Cornell, who makes everything that we donate, that the members donate, look beautiful, and Marcia did a fabulous job on hers too. So it takes a lot of volunteers to make this happen, and we really appreciate all of their efforts. So thanks, Erin. Yeah. I do want to give a huge shout out to our sponsors. We could not do this event without the sponsorships that we have, and they make such a difference in the money that we raise and actually the way they support us throughout the year. So our laugh track sponsor tonight is Biogen. They have been a sponsor for many years, and they support the Achievement Center in a lot of different ways. Bristol Myers Squibb is our next sponsor, and they're at the highbrow level, and they are a brand new sponsor for us this year, so we're really excited to have them on board as well. KU Medical Center and the Neurology Department specifically provide tremendous support for the Achievement Center. We could not do the things that we do without their support, so a huge shout out to them, and thanks for their sponsorship. And Mid-America Rehabilitation Hospital is on board as a sponsor again this year. They've done this many years before, and we really appreciate their support of the Achievement Center and of people with MS. So thanks to them. Like I said, all of our sponsors make a huge difference in our success. So you can pop over to that expo, you can show them some love, give them some hearts, or whatever it is we're doing on this platform. Let them know that you appreciate them being here. So thank you to all of our sponsors. So if you tuned in earlier this evening, you saw in the pre-show a little video about the comparison of MS and the pandemic. And this is something that occurred to me as I was being frustrated with not being able to go places and do things that I wanted to do. It dawned on me that that's really a lot of what living with MS is like. A lot of things are taken from them. If you didn't get a chance to see that video, it will be posted online. This website where you're watching now will be live for 30 days, so you can come back in and watch this again later if you missed a part or you want to see something again, or you just have to get another shot of that Girl Scout uniform. You can do that. So that'll be for 30 days, and we'll also be sharing that video on our Facebook page. So a couple weeks ago, Christina and I, Christina's our Events and Administrative Coordinator, and she is the one that's answering the phone when you call. Her and her sister Mandy are helping us out with that. She and I sat down with members. You know, it's 2020, so everything looks a little different. We don't do anything the same way we used to. So we met in the atrium, and we were 10 feet apart so members could take their masks off and tell us their story. We just asked them questions about what the MSAC means to them, what they get out of it, what MS has changed for them, just lots of questions. So we put that together. Some of the members are not coming back to the center right now. We did Zoom interviews with some of them, and some of them, their care partners recorded a video, answered questions for us. So we really appreciate everybody jumping in and appreciate our members being willing to share their story with others. And most of you are supporters, not strangers, but it's a vulnerable thing. So we really appreciate what they did there. And our fabulous tech team here put that together, and they added names and how long the people have been a part of the Achievement Center. So it's a really good way to kind of check out who they are, what they're about, and learn a little bit more about what we're doing there. So let's take a look now. Back in March when this whole thing started, this whole pandemic and the onset of coronavirus in our community, and we were debating about what to do. A lot of thought went into what's the best thing to do to serve our members, how do we best support them through this, and how do we keep them at as low a risk level as possible. So we made the choice in March to close for what I naively thought might be a couple weeks. knowing now that was a much longer experience. We were closed for 17 weeks. We reopened on a limited capacity with limited hours, and incorporating all the safety protocols we can to try and reduce risk for our members. It changed a whole lot of things, and I thought it might be helpful for us today to hear from our members and what their initial reactions were when we made that choice to close the center.
It made me sad when we closed the MSAC down. I really look forward to having this to come to one day a week.
And the first thing I thought about was not seeing my friends. I knew I would miss them.
I thought it was a good choice with everything that was going on. But personally, I thought, it's just one less thing to get to do.
Our world was kind of destroyed on top of COVID. I needed this place. It was pretty much lost without the MSAC.
Depression. I thought it was just going to be 2 weeks, and then it just kept going and going. And because I really like coming, and I like the OT and PT and everything, just the socialization. Zoom was okay, but seeing people is much more fun.
We immediately put our minds to addressing the needs of our members when we closed the center. This included things like checking to see that they had access to their medications, that they had access to groceries, helped them figure out how to do grocery delivery, those kinds of things. A number of them had in-home hired help to assist with activities of daily living, and made the choice at that point to suspend those services. So that put a greater burden on a lot of care partners. They were not only spouse or family member, but also caregiver, and helping with all of those activities. So we started making weekly phone calls to the members, and actually added in phone calls to care partners as well, just to check in with them and make sure that they were doing okay through this. It was a whole new game for everybody, a whole new experience for all of us, and we were doing our best to see how we could support our members and their families in navigating this.
It was like one more thing. It was closing down. Made it mean to me that it was more of an isolation. And this was the one place I could go to and I could tell anybody anything and they would understand, because they've been in the same position. And I've talked to people who do not have MS, and they can't quite grasp the idea of the things that we lose. And I always used to say, well, when you lose another thing, you cried, and then you picked yourself up, and then you went on. And they could never understand that everything that you lose is one more thing that puts you down, makes you feel like you have to do something to be important again. You used to have a job. You used to have the ability to walk. You used to have the ability to know that when you had to go to the bathroom, you had to go right now. You knew all of those things, and you can't do it now that you have MS. And this is the one place that everybody here knows what you're doing and what you're going through. And not just, don't worry, it'll be better. Well, it won't be better. It will get different. And hopefully we'll be able to handle that too.
Most challenging thing has just been staying at home all the time, not getting together with my friends and family. That's just the hardest part.
It just dawns on you after a while that you're really stuck here in your apartment. Just being more closed up and not seeing friends as much. Even when it comes to friends here at MSAC, you're grateful. You realize how important it is to be with them.
Most challenging, I think, was mental health. Humans like to visit with each other and have connections. And when I was isolated, it was really hard. And so I like being back around people. I really do.
The reality is MS takes a lot from people. And the MS Achievement Center is trying to give back, trying to create a place where members, people living with advanced or progressed MS can come to move their bodies, to learn to adapt to the changes that have happened to them, to share with others who understand the situation that they're in, and to create a new normal for themselves. Let's hear from our members about what it is they gain from the MS Achievement Center.
For the MSAC, I was really lost without knowing more about my disease, and I wanted to. I forgot how I found this place. But I wanted to know how other people was dealing with their MS. And once I collaborated with them, and that made me feel a lot better seeing how other people deal with their MS, and I didn't feel left out anymore. I mean, I didn't feel left out. I wanted to understand this disease that we have, how they coping with it, and how they getting along with life, period.
The MS Achievement Center really helps. I like it because everybody here, all the members, we're all going through the same thing. We might be at different stages, but if you're having a bad week or a good week, you can either seek help from somebody or help somebody out. And the staff here is great. Everyone seems to just, try to understand what we're going through. And I think that's the best thing for me is there's a lot of other people in this together.
That's why I think the mental health is so important, is that if you're not ever going to stop having MS, but being around people, and that's one of the things I really look forward to coming every week, is seeing the people. Well, I think people need to understand that MSAC is vital for me, and I think everybody here. It's a lifesaver, and I'm so glad that I'm been able to join MSAC.
I've learned that I'm very blessed. I've learned that the community around me loves me very much.
But the longer MSAC stayed closed, the more ground I lost. I did not realize until that happened how much I depend on MSAC to keep my level of functioning high enough.
The MS Achievement Center means so much to this. 60 of us it means so much to, and it's important to keep going, and your support is greatly needed. Thank you. And your
Our
support
members
is
always
greatly
say
needed.
it best. MSAC really matters to them. It makes a difference in their lives. As Marva Lee said, it's vital to her and to so many other members. We've come to the time in the program that you knew is coming where I'm going to ask you to get out your phone and start texting. Grab your laptop, your iPad. We're going to ask you to put your money where your heart is. You've heard from some of our members talking about what the MSAC means to them. They've shared what a valuable resource it is and how much it's changed their lives, especially what a support has been in the last 6 months. When so much has been taken from them, you have the opportunity to give back. By joining me tonight in giving, you're picking up that ball, you're passing it on, you're caring for them in a way that shows that you've heard them. You've heard their story, you understand what they're going through. You can let Anne and Marcus and the others know that you hear them, you see them, and you understand. I think we can all relate to that experience of the rug being pulled out from under us. That's what this pandemic has felt like for us, and in reality, that's what MS feels like every day. And for us, the pandemic is going to end. Dr. Fauci says it will if we do what we're supposed to. But MS doesn't end. MS is permanent. MS is forever. So this is your chance to help our members adapt to their new normal, adapt to their the changes in their physical ability. I'm going to start at the $1,000 level. Or we could start at the $10,000 level if you want, but we're going to start at the $1,000 level. If 10 of you would give $1,000 tonight, we would be able to provide 6 months of PT to our members, 6 months of physical therapy in our program. That's where they are able to move their bodies, exercise, maintain their mobility, do things like use the new step that allows them to get a full body workout in, use the MotoMed, that's a piece of equipment specifically designed for people who don't necessarily have control of their lower extremities, and they're able to get on that cycle and move their joints, move their muscles, keep their body going to maintain their mobility as best they can. So that's $1,000. If, for you, maybe $500 feels like the right level. That's what my husband and I, what Dan and I have decided where we are tonight. If 9 of you would join us at that $500 level, we would be able to provide 3 months of occupational therapy. So occupational therapy is the piece where you learn to adapt your occupations, the things you do every day. Things like cooking and dressing and just the activities of daily living. OT is all about helping people adapt, giving them the tools that they need and the resources to be able to live in the new body that they have, but maintain as much independence as they can. I mean, that's really independence is what all of us want, isn't it? So pick up that phone, that iPad, that laptop, go in there. There's levels that you can choose from, or you can write in your own amount, what you feel is the right amount for you, whatever's meaningful to you at this point. While you're doing that, because I know it takes a minute to get that and to text to the right place and to find your credit card, dig it out of your wallet, that kind of thing, I'm going to bring you a little treat. So if you heard the pre-show, Mary Fransky is one of our members. She's been a member for 21 years. Her and her husband love to sing. He plays a lot of instruments. And they, in fact, during the pandemic, they did a show for us. They did a 1-hour Zoom concert, and the members really enjoyed it. So they agreed to do a song for us tonight. So we're going to have them bring us a little bit of their sunshine. So Mark and Mary, during the pandemic, they
There's a dark and a troubled side of life. There's a bright and a sunny side too. And though we meet with the darkness and strife, the sunny side we also may view. Keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. It will help us every day. It will brighten all the way. It will keep on the sunny side of life. The storm and its fury broke today, crushing hope that we cherish so dear. The clouds and storm will in time pass away. The sun again will shine bright and clear. Keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. It will help us every day. It will brighten all the way. It will keep on the sunny side of life. Let us sing a song of hope each day. Though the moment be cloudy or fair, let us trust in our Savior always, to keep us everyone in His care. Keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. It will help us every day. It will brighten all the way. It will keep on the sunny side of life. It will help us every day. It will brighten all the way. It will keep on the sunny side.
is awesome. I'm seeing donations come in now. You guys have found your iPads and your phones. You've texted in. So we have Ed and Deanna Markley just gave $1,000. Ed and Deanna have been supporters for years. Deanna's a volunteer and a board member, and thank you so much to them. Phil and Judy Hodis, thank you. Judy's been a member of the MS Achievement Center for 15 or 20 years. I don't know. We really appreciate that. And Phil is on our board, and so thank you. They're in here at the $1,000 level. Dusty Rudisell, his sister is a member of the program. Thank you, Dusty, for the $1,000 donation. That's awesome. Dr. Sharon Lynch, our founder, our medical director. None of us would be here if it weren't for Dr. Lynch. Dr. Lynch has donated $2,000. Thank you for that donation, and thank you for what you do every day and how you made this all happen. So thank you. Let's see who else we got. We have an anonymous donation that's not reflected in the total there for $2,500. So thank you. Thank you for that. This part always gets me, just seeing the generosity, people that understand this and are so willing to give to the program and support our members. Maybe for you, $250 feels like the right level to be at tonight. If that's the case, if 20 of you gave it the $250 level, we would be able to provide emotional support. Erin, talk for me, tell them about that.
I lead the Connections group, which are our weekly support groups, and it's really the highlight of my week. I think that so much great conversation happens in those Connections groups. The members support each other, they brainstorm with one another and share resources, and they all understand what it's like, so no one has to explain some of the hard things that they go through. Everybody gets it, and so I'm just really proud of getting to be a part of all that.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Some more coming in. Byron Briggs, $600. Byron's wife is a member of the program, Linda. Kelly Ott. Kelly is our former OT, our occupational therapist of the program. She helped us start it at KU. $500 from Kelly. And Joan Augustine, who is our current occupational therapist, $500. So thank you. They both obviously understand the value and the benefit of occupational therapy and what it does for our members. Dr. Amanda Thuringer, $500. Thank you, Amanda. That's awesome. We really appreciate your support. Maybe $100 feels like the right level for you. Whatever you can give matters to our members. If 10 people gave it the $100 level, we could provide our supply budget for the year. So that's, what kinds of things do we use with that, for that?
All kinds of things. Art supplies. Last week we had an activity for the OTs. They did gardening, and so they went and bought little succulent plants, and it was fun because the members got to play around in the dirt, and then they had something cheerful to take home and set on their windowsill. So we do all kinds of fun things, and those supplies can make a big difference for us.
Yeah. It's the members really enjoy that chance to dig into things, to try out different crafts, different hobbies, explore different interests, really, and it takes money to buy those supplies for that. So every bit of that makes a difference. So thank you for that. Whatever level you feel like you can be at today. And I'm seeing some more. Richard Meidinger, his, I don't know if it's his son or his son-in-law, is a member of the program. So Jeff, thanks to them. Another one here for, sorry. Kelly Swaim, $100. Thank you, Kelly. Mary Lucas, $100. Thank you, Mary. We appreciate that. Diane Reddy. Sorry, she's a member of our program. I got it in my head one way, and I have to get it switched. Diane Reddy, $250. Thank you, Diane. You know how much this means. Jade Van Slyke, $250. Kelly Dickerson, $100. Her mom is a member of the program. We just jumped there. Claudia Vines, one of my friends here, $100. Thank you, Claudia. Julie, help me. Tristad. Cheers to Jeff and Leslie, $250. Thank you, Julie. We appreciate that. So this is really fun to see these numbers come scrolling through, and we're working towards our goal. Like I said, we have another $2,500 that's not showing on that. So right now it shows we are at $12,950, and our goal is $25,000. It's a lofty goal for tonight. So keep texting, keep going to that website and bidding. I think we can get there.
Yeah, and buy your raffle tickets for the
Yes.
party wagon.
Yes, yes. I have a little bit more encouragement from our members, so we'll show you a little bit of a clip from them.
Well, I would ask of them to look really hard at Eat, Bid, Laugh and see what you can find, because there'll be something there for you. Bid it out.
I would just be, again, so appreciative and grateful if you all would support us, because I know we need a lot of resources to continue the program and for our wonderful professionals who run the program to be able to continue doing what they love doing and what we love receiving. So please help.
I would like to thank them for coming and enjoying their six foot spaces, and for wearing their masks, and just for supporting the center, because I think it's really a good place and benefits lots of people.
There's lots coming in. This is scrolling pretty quickly for me to read. Cindy Scott, $2,500. Thank you, Cindy. She's a member of our program and is gathered with her family tonight. Her son's a part of this and bought one of the RV packs. So thank you to Cindy. We really appreciate it. Scrolling through the screen. Let's see. So again, any amount that you're comfortable doing, whatever you feel like you can pull off right now, we appreciate it. I don't know if I mentioned Jade Van Slyke at $250. Jade, thank you so much. We really appreciate your donation, and that helps that whole emotional support piece that we were talking about. Mark Fransky, $50. Thank you. Jerry Stone King, Jerry's husband is a member of the program, $250 there. Leslie Curley, $250. Again, her husband is part of the program. You heard from Jeff earlier. Nancy, I don't know, is it Stoner, $500. Thank you, Nancy, so much. Craig Van Slyke, $1,000. Craig's son is a part of the program, so thank you so much. You guys are awesome. If we can scroll down a little bit there, I'll look at what the total is that we're at right now. And again, remember, we're at $14,450, and we have another $2,500 on top of that. So let's keep it going. While that's scrolling, while you guys are while you guys are donating there, you can bid too. But while you're donating there, we're going to go ahead and switch things over and bring it to the entertainment part that you were looking for. We have a comedian back tonight. He's somebody that we've heard from a few years ago and did a fabulous job and was happy to come back again. So welcome to our stage, Rik Roberts.
Welcome out, everybody, to the Eat, Bid, and Laugh virtual fundraising event. Our performer tonight will be out in just a second. He's excited to be here with you tonight and wants to encourage you to eat as you like, bid as much as you can, and laugh as much as you want as we raise some money for a great cause here this evening. Our comedian, you may have seen him maybe 3 years ago at the fundraising event live. He's all the way from Nashville, Tennessee, a favorite on Blue Collar Radio on Sirius XM. You may have seen his Dry Bar comedy special, Put Down the Sweet Tea, and he's appeared on CMT's 20 Greatest Redneck Moments. Once again, from Nashville, Tennessee, please give it up for my good friend, Rik Roberts, everybody. All right, thank you, buddy. What a great introduction. Hey, I am happy to be here with you tonight, whenever you may be watching this. It's virtual, so who knows, you might be watching this the day after somebody else watched it. I just don't know. But I do know you're right there, I'm right here, and I want to have fun with you today as we just sit back and laugh a little bit. It has been such a stressful year for so many people. I hope you're safe where you're at, and you're trustworthy of the people who are taking care of you. I kind of live way out in the county, and I'm not saying that they're giving preferential treatment to people in the city, but our COVID-19 testing is multiple choice. If you guess C, you get a Merle Haggard CD. So that's pretty nice. Oh man, it's interesting to see all the different companies and organizations that are pitching in, doing things above and beyond when called to ask to help out. I remember early on the president asked different companies if they could pitch in and help make respirators, because we didn't have as much as we needed at the time. And GM stepped right up front and said, yes, we can do that. We can retool some of our machines and we can make you respirators. And I thought, that is great, GM. But GM is also the same company that gave us the El Camino. So I'm not sure what their respirators are going to do. They're probably designed for people who want to cure a lung ailment and go kayaking in the same afternoon. Hard to say. Where you're at, you've probably seen local companies do different things. I see in Colorado where some of the breweries started making hand sanitizer. In Kentucky, it was not Jack Daniels, it was Maker's Mark. They started making some hand sanitizer. And here in Nashville, where I live, they actually had a CBD oil company that started making CBD oil hand sanitizer. I'm not sure if it kills the germs or just makes it really confusing for them to find out where they're supposed to attack. They probably get all disoriented, thrown off by watching a Scooby-Doo marathon and eating Doritos and not getting the job done. I don't know. We're supposed to wash our hands. We should be doing that anyway, right? That the thing that everybody's kind of worked up about is the mask. When should I wear it? Who should I wear it around? I wear it all the time because my wife told me that I look better with a mask. I'm not going to doubt that whatsoever. In fact, me and my wife actually make a lot of homemade masks out of unpaid bills. Sometimes we can get them 10 or 15 thick during each day when the mail arrives. A lot of stuff going on in our house right now for sure. But I tell you what, it's just important for everybody to be patient with each other. Show each other some grace, I was headed into a Walmart the other day, and speaking of which, I heard a lady had a baby at a Walmart during this lockdown. She was waiting for TP in the toilet paper aisle. Her water broke, had a baby, and that was the first thing in a Walmart that was made in the USA in about the past 15 years. Anyway, I was sorry if you love Walmart. I'm going there. In fact, in this joke, I'm getting ready to go in there. I'm about 10 steps away from the door, so I start to put on my mask, pull it back tight, just making sure I got the nose thing. You got to crank the nose down on there. And about 3 steps before I get to the door, this lady comes right out. Didn't even give me a chance to move around her. She goes, "Sir, you don't need to wear one of those things outside. That's in public. You don't need to wear that outside in public like that. It ain't going to do nothing." I'm like, I looked at her and she's wearing socks and Crocs. I was thinking the same thing, so I just fired right back. "Ma'am, you don't have to wear that in public. Please don't. It's not a Zoom call. Put on some pants, for goodness sake." Goodness gracious. But what if that's the way she talks to everybody all the time? Maybe it wasn't just the mask that got her worked up. Maybe she's always offering unsolicited advice to total strangers. "Hey, sir, what's that thing? Is that a nose piercing and an eyebrow piercing? Your face looks like a door knocker. Hey, look at you over there. Is that a tattoo or a neck rash? Just can't tell." That's the kind of thing that's going on everywhere. People just need to chill out a little bit, relax. We'll get past this thing, But here's the interesting thing to me about COVID-19. Apparently it all started from a bat. It's like a bat virus that transferred over to humans. And we need convalescent plasma to fight this stuff off. Why are we not locking Ozzy Osbourne in a hospital room and drawing as much blood as humanly possible every single day? Didn't he get bit by a bat 30 years ago and he's lived through it? My goodness, he's lived through it. I'm not sure he's all that coherent, but he's got a new TV show. He's doing something. Let's tap into that stuff and see what's going on. My goodness. All kinds of things. Recently, though, they've said that more people, they think 10 times more people have had coronavirus and not even known it than the actual numbers. In fact, they estimate that I think they said 15 to 20% of Americans have had the disease already and lived past it, didn't even know they had it. Now, 15 to 20% sounds like a big number, but to put that in perspective, they estimate about 60% of Americans are obese and 80% of Americans are in debt. So what I think we do is we make the vaccine taste like Krispy Kreme and make the mask look like a $100 bill, and we'll be out of this thing by next Tuesday. Sound good? Maybe so. I don't know. The only thing that concerns me, well, there's a lot actually, but the thing that really is interesting is the pre-existing comorbidity conditions that lead to the higher risk of people getting seriously ill from this thing. If you have a pre-existing condition, and I think most of us are in denial about pre-existing conditions. We might have it and not even know it because we haven't been to the doctor in so long. That's the scary part. And I've got high cholesterol. Don't know how you all are doing with that, but I went to the doctor, I guess this was in February because it's before everything got locked down. He told me my cholesterol number was 425. 420, that's the highest in my county, so I get to go to regionals in a couple of weekends, trying to get out of the gravy bracket, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he called me into his office, said, come back for another visit, we got to talk. So I went in there, he said, first off, you need to immediately change your diet and your exercise patterns. And that's when I knew I was in trouble because I didn't have either pattern going on at the time. Then he said, listen, get on a diet, come back in a couple of weeks, we'll retest you and see how it looks. He didn't say what diet, so I got on the Atkins diet because it lets you eat meat. I love to eat meat. In fact, that's a really hard diet to stick with. You're supposed to eat meat 4 or 5 times a day. Then it says smoke you a cigarette and take a nap. That was the Chet Atkins diet that I got on. And if you don't know who Chet Atkins is, you probably don't have high cholesterol. Then my doctor said, why don't you exercise and come back? And I said, what kind of exercise you want me to do? I'm 52. I want to take it easy here, you know. He said, well, you can take it easy. Why don't you ride a bicycle 3 or 4 times a week for about an hour at a time? I said, well, I'll tell you why not. I am 52. Let's be honest. You see a man my age on a bicycle, you don't think he's exercising, do you? You're like, that guy had a repo or a DUI. And if you're not laughing, you rode to work on a bike. No, I didn't want to do any of those things. Then he said, you can take medicine for this stuff. And I said, well, I know that. All my TV shows, that's all they have for commercials is medicine commercials. Everything. And the side effects seem like it's worse than what you started off with. I got on that Lipitor pill. He put me on that thing. That has a side effect they didn't even mention in the commercial. It's $8 a day. $8 a pill. That's a Big Mac and a side of fries. $8. One morning I got up, dropped my pill, couldn't find it, and I was out $8. So now I just wrap it up in a piece of bacon, swallow it whole every morning, melt some cheese on there so it sticks real good. Yeah, you get a toothpick in there, it's a pill and a blanket. I'm going to sell that back to Pfizer, make some money off of those dudes. Yeah, so I am trying to be a little healthier. In fact, this lockdown got me to where I was so bored, I got a bike and started riding a bike. I started off just 4 or 5 miles in April, and it just kept increasing it. And last week, I rode 60 miles nonstop. Took me about 3.5 hours, 60 miles. And none of my friends even care. In fact, I realized that a 60-mile bike ride is a lot like a banjo solo. It's totally unexpected, goes on longer than necessary, and everybody involved is happy when it's done. You know. But I am trying to eat better. My friends actually are trying to trick me into eating better. Just don't trick me. Just tell me what's going on, you know. My best friend said, I'm going to take you out for the best burger you've ever had. Try to get me to eat something called an Impossible Burger. I don't know if you've had one of these things. They're not bad, but it's not a burger. You can tell right off the bat. I took one bite. I'm like, woo, buddy, what is that? He's all dejected. He's like, oh, you figured it out. That's a bunch of vegetables squished together to taste like meat. I said, well, what you're describing is Hamburger Helper, but it did not help this burger whatsoever. Then he said, all right, don't get upset. You got to eat healthy, buddy. Why don't you try what's coming out soon at Kentucky Fried Chicken? I said, well, I like chicken. What's coming out there? He goes, chickenless chicken. Kentucky Fried Chicken is rolling out. Have we lost our minds in this country? Colonel Sanders is rolling over in his finger-licking grave right now, lifting that bucket off his head, going, what in the world is going on? If I bite into a wingding and it tastes like a green bean, we're going to fight. I'll just be up front with you on that. So my friend had tried to do something nice for me, and he's in between vegan and vegetarian. He has cheat days where he eats ribs, so I don't know what's going on exactly. But I know he's trying to eat vegetarian clean, you know, kale and all that kind of stuff. So I said, buddy, I'm going to take you out and get you the best meal you've ever had. He said, all right, game on. Took him to Golden Corral. Now, I don't know what y'all know about Golden Corral, but I sat him down and said, I'm going to get you something. Sit there. Got a big old bowl. I put in a rib, a little bit of pork. They had hamburgers there with some cheese on it. Threw that in there. A little bit of chicken on the side. Slid that across the table to my friend. He's like, what in the world is that? I'm like, that is an Impossible salad. What kind of dressing you want? Gravy or gravy? He's a good buddy. He knows I've got high cholesterol, and there's a lot of reasons I got high cholesterol, man. I tell you one thing is I eat at Cracker Barrel probably more than you're supposed to eat at Cracker Barrel. I don't know where you live if you've got one close by. I assume you do. They're just about everywhere. I almost died one time at a Cracker Barrel. And to be honest, I'd have been happy if I'd gone out that way. They could actually have my reception at the Cracker Barrel, my funeral reception, just people sitting in rocking chairs out there talking about you, you know. Well, I told him he should have checked in that cholesterol 35, 40 years ago. You know, people can buy gifts at the gift shop right there. But anyway, I'm at the Cracker Barrel. I'm having Uncle Herschel's favorite. Now, if you haven't been there before, Uncle Herschel's favorite has, I believe it's got 3 meats. You got hash brown casserole, fried apples, biscuits, grits, you name it. I'm eating my fried apples, kind of getting into it a little bit. I saved a little bit of the apple juice in the glaze there for my biscuits, but I'm getting in there, and a tornado siren goes off down the street. I start looking for a safe place to hide inside a Cracker Barrel. Can you pick a more unsafe place to be during a tornado or than a Cracker Barrel? You ever look at the walls and the ceilings? They got hose, pitchforks, antlers, golf tees are flying at you 90 miles an hour. It's like a hillbilly matrix. Like, I was slipping on cherry cobbler for half an hour trying to get out. Oh, I love the Cracker Barrel. Other favorite place to go when I travel is Chick-fil-A. I like Chick-fil-A. And recently, I guess this was about a year ago now, maybe not too recent, but about a year ago, a lady had a baby at a Chick-fil-A. Did y'all hear about that? San Antonio, Texas. She couldn't make it to the hospital, knew there was a Chick-fil-A on the way, knew the people would be nice and friendly and the restaurant would be clean, so she pulled in there and had her baby. Now, that's some good PR. Way to go, Chick-fil-A. I'm just saying people ain't having babies at Arby's every day, all right? So Arby's, get out the mop and bucket. Maybe you'll have a story like this. So not only did she have the baby there, but after the baby was born, the franchisee owner of that particular restaurant said, you know what? This family and this baby can eat here for free until the child turns 14 years old. And then that child can work here if they want, and the family can get the 20% Chick-fil-A discount. I heard that and told my wife, if we ever think about having another baby, let's have it at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse, right? I ain't paying $12 for mashed potatoes twice, I tell you that much. Waiter brings out the bill. Hey, it's going to be $160. I don't think so. Have you met my baby, Ruth? All right, this one's on the house. Yeah, there's so many places that I try to eat good and try to eat healthy, but I think it's mostly hereditary. You know, my parents, farmers, we've all got that DNA full of cholesterol. And in fact, I did see my parents finally. I hadn't got to see them since Christmas. It's been a long time because they're in their 80s. They have some pre-existing conditions. God bless them, but they're doing okay. Kind of pulled up at the end of the driveway. They sat on the porch and we just talked it out for a while. So while I was there, I was just kind of poking around. I couldn't go in the house or didn't want to upset anything or possibly spread something unknowingly. What a world we live in. So I asked the mom, I said, anything new going on inside the house that you because she's always working on something, you know. And she was so excited. She goes, oh yeah, Richard Dale, we just got a home security system installed in this place. And I started laughing. I'm like, what is somebody going to do, break in and remodel when you're not looking? They've been in the same little ranch house on the tobacco farm since 1967, I think. You know, if somebody knocked down the door, they would think they got inside a 70s museum by accident. They knock down the door and trip over a beanbag chair, hit the couch, slide off the plastic that came with the couch. Hit the wall, big orange picture made out of yarn and nails will come down on them. My dad would be throwing pet rocks, stay down, stay down. I said, Mama, even if they broke into your house, and it's a nice house, I'm just making fun of it a little bit, they couldn't steal your stereo. They had to bring 8 more guys in a pickup truck. You remember that big old stereo growing up? If you're over 40, you know what I'm talking about. 6 foot wide, hi-fi, right? Looked like wood, made out of plastic and heavier than concrete. What'd you have, green or red or gold? Velour speakers, 3 feet apart from each other. I guarantee you that stereo's going to be mine one day. My parents are downsizing. I don't know if y'all been through that. But downsizing is a nice term. Really what they're doing is giving me all the stuff they should have thrown away about 30 or 40 years ago. My mom, last time I went, about last summer, 2 times ago, she gave me an old computer she found in the attic. A Commodore 64. Y'all remember a Commodore 64? Raise your hand if you know. I know some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Some of y'all probably don't. Computer that my older brother got when he was in 8th grade back in 1908, maybe 78 or 90, 78, 79, 80, somewhere in there, like very old. I mean, this thing is ancient. The hard drive was actually a cassette player that you plugged up and you used an old black and white TV for your monitor. Are we up to speed on this Commodore 64? So she gives this to me, like I can do something with it, and I take it back to my house in Nashville. My parents live up in Kentucky. Take it back home, throw it in my garage. About 2 days later, my mom calls me up on the phone. She's like, hey, have you got that thing running yet? I'm like, oh yeah, I got Windows 57 on there so far. I can't even catch a virus. It gets a sniffle, shuts right on down. Screensaver's a piece of duct tape. That's how bad it is. But yeah, that was my older brother's computer. He was immediately in the computer generation. He knew what he was doing. 2 weeks later, he actually sent a letter to the maker of Commodore 64 and fixed somehow their flight simulator program. The little 2 dots you try to land between with the 1 dot. He, without any computer classes, knew the formula to fix that and sent it back to them and was offered a job. Like, I think 2 months later, he's like, I can't go, I'm only in 8th grade. He's still doing computers today. My parents' first time on a computer was last Christmas. Now, luckily we got it then. We didn't know we were going to be separated for so long, but we got it so they could see their grandkids more often. They could, FaceTime or Skype call, whatever they want to do. Now we do Zoom. But we got it so they can do that. And that was the only reason we got it, all right? They had never, ever been on a computer before. So we get it for them, hook it up, Christmas morning. A couple days later, I'm back in Tennessee. We come back home. My dad, before we even unload our luggage, he's calling me up. He's like, Richard Dale, I'm about to fire off an email. Keep an eye out for it. I'm like, I will. And I know you're excited, but you don't have to call people right before you fire off an email to them. I mean, if you're going to text me later, send me a smoke signal, give me a heads up. Maybe send a raven, all right? But I knew he was just excited. He had never fired off an email before. So I checked my inbox a little bit later when I got all settled in and opened it up, and there's an email, but it's not coming directly from my dad. It's asking me if I would like to follow him on Twitter. This ain't good for nobody right here. I don't know about y'all, but my dad is one of the least people in the world that needs to be tweeting anything out. In fact, to my knowledge, he's never been on a typewriter before. He doesn't have a touchscreen phone, but he has got on Twitter and he is active. And I tell you, he only had this computer for 2 days, and I was there for most of it. I didn't even see him tinkering around on it. In 2 days, guess how many tweets my dad put out? You want to guess? 165 tweets. My dad put out in 2 days. Now, my dad doesn't say 165 words the whole time we're up there visiting. He's just an old, quiet farm guy. But I'm starting to think maybe this is a great thing for my dad to have because he doesn't talk that much. Maybe this is a way of communicating. In fact, 165 tweets. Maybe my dad's like Mark Twain or Yogi Berra. He's just got them coming one after another. So I get all excited, sit down, start scrolling through these 165 tweets and realize it is not 100, and it is one tweet that took 2 days to enter and 165 entries of the 140 characters or whatever it is to get it out. All right? And it gets even worse. It's got 0 followers. He's just tweeting in the breeze. Like, he ain't hurting nobody, but he ain't helping nobody either. So I start scrolling down there through it, and I'm like, oh, this is, not only is it one tweet, it's one story, and the whole story, I can't even tell you, I believe I'm telling you this, the whole story was about birds. Because my dad thought Twitter, yes, was a bird watching, updating website. That's my dad. That's my gene pool. I'm lucky I know how to hook up this camera, and look at y'all. That's my gene pool right there. If you want to follow my dad on Twitter, you can look him up. He's at nuthatcher401_17-4910, which is also his social security number. So go out there and get yourself something nice. Help yourself out. Oh, that's my dad, man. Now, but my dad, that sounds crazy, but he wasn't a crazy guy. He was pretty laid back. The crazy person in my family was my Uncle Chuck. Y'all got a crazy uncle in your family? Yeah, it's usually a crazy uncle. Mine was a fun-loving, harmless Uncle Chuck. He's still around. He's 89 years old, and he's the life of the party. He's 50% Irish and 50% Italian. So a lot going on there. Very pale and pasty white and hairy all at the same time and angry. Looks like a marshmallow that's been kicked around on the barbershop floor. Sorry about that, ladies, getting that picture? Yeah. Not the guy you want to take to the beach in Speedos, we found out. He scared shrimp away, and they've got tiny eyeballs. He is tore up from the floor up, Chuck, you know, or a wreck up from the neck up, or beat up from the feet up, or whatever y'all say where you're at. Jacked up from the back up is what they say down in Texas, I guess. But he's a little messed up from the chest up for sure. He's got a glass eye, got a toupee, and false teeth. All three. Yeah, that's no longer an uncle. That's Mr. Potato Head happening right there. He can't hit a speed bump without something popping loose, you know. I mean, we made him sell the convertible. We got tired of pulling over and looking in the weeds all the time. People need to mow. But he had the same glass eyeball at one point, get this, 37 years in a row. Now, I don't know what the recommended maintenance schedule is on a glass eyeball, but he had let it slide. And it was getting kind of mousy on the north side a little bit. Yeah, we're sitting around last Thanksgiving. We're like, Chuck, man, do you mind if we buy you a new glass eyeball for Christmas? He's like, sure, man. If you're the one's got to look at it, get you something nice and knock yourself out. So he was all for it. Then we started looking for them, and they're a little expensive. We had to get on eBay and find a gently used one, you know. I mean, technically, it's not even used. It's just kind of hanging out. But they had the BOGO special, is what my point of this whole story is, on Thanksgiving weekend. So we were able to buy one and get one for free, which was unbelievably good timing on our part and good for him, because now he could rotate the eyeballs in and out, keep them cleaned a little bit, and then not have the mossy on the north side deal going on. So we got him a regular hazel one for everyday use, and on the BOGO we got the special on a glass eyeball that was a magic 8-ball glass eye. It's a real thing. Look it up. If you've never seen one, it's actually, he wears that one more than the other one. But it's very confusing. Sometimes he's shaking his head no, but he's saying ask again later, you know. The answer is hazy. He loves it, man. So, oh man, just so many stories I want to tell you, but we're running a little bit tight on time, so I want to wrap up with this, my favorite story, but it's based in some real reality. I know we got people from all over the country watching, a lot of people in Kansas perhaps. Kansas I drove across not too many years ago. I've been across Kansas many times, but the first time I drove all the way across and back, I was doing multiple gigs, I started in Kentucky, Indiana. I went all the way across Kansas and went into all the way to Colorado and all the way back. And I love the people of Kansas. I want to say that up front. I mean, when you can find them, they're real nice. But when you're driving across Kansas, it's like you need to bring your own people or something. There are stretches, and the people of Kansas, you know this to be true, there are stretches of interstate where there's just signs that say nothing. In fact, it says no service or nothing on this exit. Stay on the road. Nothing down this way, you know. And it's flat, which I knew, and I didn't realize the highway patrol knew it was flat. In fact, they came and drive marked patrol cars because if they did, you could spot them 6 or 7 hours away. They got Mustangs, Trans Ams, Camaros. Sometimes they're pulling a bass boat, and that's just cheap. But I didn't know. I had no idea. I'm sitting in my Isuzu, my 3-cylinder, 1986 3-cylinder Isuzu pickup truck with a camper top on it. All right, this is a woman getter vehicle, you know. Maybe not where you live, but it worked in Arkansas just fine. But I'm in that thing, 3 cylinders, chugging along. Guy goes flying by me in an unmarked Trans Am. To me, he's just a Trans Am, a speeder, and he is like, whew, and I'm like, game on. I'm going to keep up with this guy. He's probably got a radar detector. He had the radar, and I did not detect it, apparently. So I'm trying to keep up with him in that 3-cylinder. It takes me about a half an hour. I'm chugged along, and then he started slowing down. I'm like, all right, I can at least follow him a little closer now. Then he would speed up. I'm like, he don't like tailgaters. So I backed off, and then he would slow down. I'm like, all right, I don't know what's going on. Then he would speed up, and pretty soon it got so weird he was herky-jerky like that, and then he was herky-jerky going sideways, switching lanes, and kicking up gravel like he's all over the road. And I'm a worry guy. I started worrying about this guy. I didn't even know in this Trans Am, like, this guy has either had a heart attack or fallen asleep behind the wheel. I've got to see if he's okay. Now, Has anybody else ever been so stupid you pulled the cops over? Anybody? I don't know how to pull anybody over. I just start flipping my one good high beam at him for a while, roll down the window. I'm like, woo, woo, whoop. He pulls over. I pull over right behind him. He don't get out, so I get out. I walk up to his window. I just start pounding on his window. Meanwhile, he's been loading the revolver on the other side. Then he gets out of the vehicle. I say he's an officer. I got zero game plan. I start thinking I should try to arrest him before he arrests me. I mean, maybe arrest him for speeding erratically or reckless driving before he gets me for speed. But I don't know how to, like I said, don't know how to arrest nobody. All I know is from watching the Andy Griffith Show, like Barney Fife. I just walk up there, I'm like, hey, would you mind rolling down the window? Roll her down. You want to get out of the vehicle there, buddy? You're a big one too, aren't you? Look at you. You just keep on getting out. Want to know why I pulled you over? Because I'm a weirdo. Ha! He threw me in the back seat of his squad car, his little Trans Am. He locked me in there, gets on his shoulder CB radio. 5 minutes later, 6 po-po rolled up. I hadn't seen 6 people in 100 miles. All of a sudden, we got a whole party here. He gets out of the vehicle, talks to those other officers. I'm sweating bullets. I don't know what's going to happen. He gets back in the vehicle. He's like, first off, buddy, who pulled over who? I'm like, I know this is confusing, but the way you were swerving around up there, I thought you'd fallen asleep behind the wheel or something. He said, swerving around? Buddy, I was trying to get behind you to pull you over for speeding, but you wouldn't let me. I said, listen, I didn't know who you were. You never turn on your lights or your sirens. How was I supposed to know? He goes, oh, lights and sirens. Well, bad news on that, buddy. They went out on me yesterday. You got me on that one. I'm like, well, I'll let you go if you let me go. He wasn't going to let me go. He said, first off, do you know how fast you were going back there? I said, I have no idea. My speedometer broke back in 06. He said, that's another ticket, by the way. He said, I was pacing you at one point. We were both doing 104 miles an hour. If I was doing it, you were doing it. 100. What do you got to say about that? I mean, you never lie. I said, sir, that is good in a 3-cylinder Isuzu pickup truck. I said, that's the best I've ever done. Print it out. That's going to help me with my trade-in value right there. Take that down to J.D. Buyriders on a Tuesday. Get a good deal on trade-in. He said, no, back up. He goes, well, first off, what are you even doing in Kansas in the first place? I see you've got Tennessee license plates. I said, sir, I was out here doing a fundraiser, but now I'm headed back home. He said, what does that even mean, doing a fundraiser? I said, oh, sorry, I left out the part that I'm a comedian. I was performing at an event, and we were raising money for the March of Dimes out in Wichita. If you need to look into it, that's what I was doing out here. He's like, I don't need to look into it, but you need to look into this. I've been staring at your face for 10 or 15 minutes now, looking at your ID and your name here. It don't ring a bell at all. And I know comedy. You must not be a very good comedian. Must not be a very good comedian, is what I'm trying to say. Have you ever been on Letterman or Leno or HBO or Comedy Central or something like that? And what do you say? I'm like, nah. You ever been on Cops? Yeah. So that'll be on again in a few weeks if you want to see me on Cops. Hey, I'm going to let you go now. I hope you had some fun, some laughter here. And again, thanks for making me part of your virtual event. I know it's different this year. Hopefully you enjoyed this. It's very different for me, not having an audience right here in front of me to speak to, but I'm hoping you're laughing at home. Feel free, if you can, if this is okay to leave in the video, shoot me an email, rick@rickroberts.com, rik@rikroberts.com, or find me on Facebook or Twitter. Let me know if you had any fun with this. I sure did. Wasn't sure how I was going to get through all that. The lightning storm was a little bit weird, but it sounds like it moved off. Hopefully the video stayed clear for you guys, and have a great time with the rest of your event. And hopefully I'll see you sometime when we can do things live again. I would love to do that. Love to meet you all in person and do some different stories for you that time. Maybe bring my guitar along with me. All right, you guys take care. Thank you very much, and have a great evening, morning, daytime, night, whatever's going on where you're at. Take care.
Awesome. I just love Rik. He's so good to listen to, and I could relate to a little bit of that driving through Kansas and there not being anything for many miles. We just had that discussion the other day. I also want to highlight there's been some donations that came in while we were watching Rik, and I will say there are still 3 golden tickets left for that football. So Erin, do you want to grab that and model that football for us? Because I would love to draw that prize before we close out tonight. So no pressure there. But we have 3 tickets left for this, and it comes with its own display case. See, it's got the Super Bowl champions logo on there, the little signatures down there. It's quite the interesting signature, but 3 shots left at that. But in the meantime, Bill and Paula Cole have donated $1,000. Bill and Paula have been longtime supporters of the MS Achievement Center, and we really appreciate them. Catherine Crichton-Reed, $300. Marvalee Converse, she's one of our members. You saw her in the video, $100. Laura Amundsen, one of my good friends here, $100. Leslie Curley, her husband Jeff, I think I maybe mentioned them before, $250. John Rose, a mentor of Dr. Lynch's, so probably inspirational in all of this, $100. Diana Edwin, she should have caught this earlier. She is Becky Dickerson's niece and a great supporter of the Achievement Center, so thank you. Kathy Shrunk, I think she's Cindy Scott's family, so thanks for that, Kathy, $500. Beth Shell, one of our members, $100. Lindsay Hummer, our partner at the KU Endowment, $100. And Lindsay brought up a great point. If your company matches your donations, please be sure and do that part. That can bump us up to that goal. Those matches are just free money waiting for us. So we'd really appreciate it if you would submit the process for that and get that going. So we are right now with the offline donations, we are at $19,050. So great job. Thank you so much. We are so close to our goal, and we'll leave this open. We're not going to shut you down just yet. We'll leave this open for a couple days and see if we can hit that $25,000 goal that we have for tonight. It's going to make such a difference for our folks with MS. And did we get those last 3 tickets, or are we waiting to draw this until Monday? We have 3 left, so you have a chance to get in on that. Get that ticket bought, but more importantly, you have a chance to go in and donate to support people with MS that are dealing with the challenges that are much like what we've dealt with in this pandemic, the struggles that we've dealt with of isolation and loss of a lot of things that we're used to. So you have a chance to go in and make a difference for them, and we'd really appreciate that. And on behalf of all of our members, Dr. Lynch, our medical director and our founder, and on behalf of the staff, thank you so much for your support tonight. We really, really appreciate all that you've done, and we're thankful for you. We hope you've enjoyed the evening. There's an opportunity to bid on some things and do that, but enjoy the rest of your evening with your friends and family and whoever you're gathered with. And thank you to the 175 plus people that joined us tonight. Have a fabulous evening.